And are you relaxed? I gotta hide my junk. Oh.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
We are 8 days in 2021. Happy New Year.
Oh my gosh, I've seen some really funny stuff on the internet. They're saying I'm done the 7-day trial. I want my money back. I want to return it. I don't want 2021.
So how is everyone? Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hey, thanks, June. Hey, Buster says hello. You don't want to know how I attached him on to the.
Oh yeah, he's been.
He's basically he's there forever.
He's there forever.
Yeah. Hi, Amy. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope everyone had good holidays. Thank God, something normal. Hey, Jeremy, you have no idea how much. Okay, the comments are okay. I'm just gonna highlight it so I can read it. You have no idea how much I need 1 hour. Just yes.
Well, we don't know if it's going to be normal yet. You can decide at the end, not at the beginning.
Compliment. We are normal, right? In today's world. Yes. Thank you so much. Yes. It's been a crazy.
I mean, seriously, right? It's like, well, we're not going to get into
everyone.
But it's
hello. Hi from Texas, Vermont. Is it cold in Vermont?
It's cold in Vermont. It's quite similar.
Today, okay, I'm in Spain. I had really high expectations. Today I wore a parka.
You did?
With gloves, a huge scarf, and I had a hoodie on. It is so cold. It gets very, very windy from the sea here because it's so open. So if the wind is coming from the sea, the wind is brutal.
Yes.
They always tell us not to leave anything outside. You might even hear it.
Oh, it's windy?
Yeah, it's super, super windy. Like you hear the windows almost cracking.
All right, let's call Susanna, Carol, hello, Alina, Byron, June. Oh, she's busy baking, I have no doubt.
Busy baking, yeah. Hey, hello,
Olga again. Marcos. June, hello, Amy, Mary Jean, Carol. I'm seeing Angie some familiar names, and of course, Jeremy.
Yes, Jeremy. Yes, thank you, Jeremy. That's very kind. We'll see how my phone angle or camera angle is gonna look today. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Hello, Mexico. Hi, Carol. Is Indy in Indianapolis? Indy?
I would imagine.
Yes, I've been there, Indianapolis. We were there for the Grand Prix, Formula One. Awesome times.
I was there for Cookie Con.
You were there for Cookie Con.
Well,
I think for me, I think the Cookie Con I guess wins, but the Formula One, that was pretty awesome. We got to see Michael Schumacher, and it was really nice. Anyone
we got Montreal, so it's nothing big here.
Oh, it was fantastic. I loved it.
The Grand Prix comes here, and it's actually a pain for the people who live around it because it's so loud.
So it's very loud, but very loud. I mean, we were there, it was years ago, so things changed a lot since then, I think. 90 miles from Nashville, Tennessee. Love Tennessee. Smoky Mountains, been there. Beautiful.
That's one of the last times we saw each other in the Smoky Mountains.
Yes, Smoky Mountains, Kate's Cove. It's beautiful there.
Sadly, didn't the cabin we stayed at burn down?
Detroit, yes. I spent some time in Detroit. Very cold. Very cold.
Hello, Lynn.
Hey, Lynn. Happy New Year.
Okay, so Han, let's do a little recap. Yes,
we are so glad to be here. Yes, I wanted to tell you guys, so I didn't get to. I created the cookies a couple weeks ago, last year. I'm gonna make it sound like it was, months ago. We didn't have a Christmas tree because we are still in boxes. We are still remodeling, and a lot of the things is still in the boxes. So I decided to decorate the house with some cookies, and I made these. And I just released a tutorial actually on my Patreon page. This year I'm I'm going to try post there more often. So I'm going to work really hard so I can bring you new tutorials, and tutorial was posted today and you guys can check it out. I actually didn't use isomalt to make these cookies, and I'm sure some of you will guess what I used. It can be a little tricky to use, but I give you some points in the video that will help you achieve the same look, and it's just such a fun project to do.
Well, I want to know is what's the story of this tree here? Where did you go? Did you go on a hunt for a tree?
Oh, the tree! Yes, I should have. Maybe later on I will look in my files and I will upload the picture. The tree is actually in our backyard.
Oh, you have that at your house?
It's in the backyard. It's a close up, obviously. So if I have the picture uploaded to my computer, I will show you the version where you can see the driveway and stuff. Yeah, so it was a nice day. It wasn't too bad. It was very sunny when I took the picture.
It's very
nice. And I wanted to show you the Patreon link. I have basically patreonhanielas.com. All right, now it's patreon.com/hanielas. I created a new page, well, not a new page. I updated the name, so it's called Hanielas Cookie Club. So I hope you guys will consider joining. And I also will have, they're not up yet, but these are going to be kits for the upcoming Valentine's Day. These will be available on Global Belly. It's a bundle that comes with all the supplies you need to create your own pizza cookies. There are templates to make pepperoni and also peppers, and tips and tricks on how to create ivory food coloring with green, red, and yellow. I will also have this kit available on Global Belly. And
what you're making today?
I will be making variation of these waffle cookies today. This is a simple decorating here that you see in a picture. That's for beginners, and if you really just want to have a little bit of fun with your friends, you can definitely make these cookies in no time. Today I will be using wet on wet technique to create my waffle cookies. I did that a couple years ago, and so I wanted to brush up on that, and that's what I will be doing today. What are you gonna do?
I didn't take any pictures. I'm not as organized as you, but there he is. That's the camera shot. But why don't you start? You seem to be more organized.
I don't have Facebook group. I will only have Patreon for now. I've had Patreon for a long time, 6 years, I think. But I haven't really been very active past few years there. So, okay, there goes the weird angle, Jeremy. You asked for it. So I'm going to move over here. I'm gonna leave Buster here, so you guys can, have some company. And I'm gonna try to adjust this angle a little bit so you guys can see better. Okay. Is this a little better, or is it still?
Well, it's centered and it's good because they see well. It's the whole screen.
Okay.
That's good.
All right, so let me first show you, or should I show you? So I'm going to use, let me slide this over. So I'm going to use, and I know these look maybe similar. Well, they're not the same shade. So these are all ivory or almost like ivorish brownish colors. So I'm gonna use all three of these to create the base for my waffle cookies. I'm gonna start with a light, and then we'll use the lightest of them to create a grid. And then I will use the dark color to create some shading. For those of you who have projector, you probably can skip the grid part and jump onto the shading, but I'm not gonna be using projector. So I'll just show you this way, okay. And I also need my scribe tool. It's okay to move it this way, right? Because it's, like I said, it's a bit weird angle for me. So hopefully it will be all right. All right, so I'm using 15-second consistency here. Oh, it is a weird angle. See, sorry. I need to wipe this off and adjust my phone because I can't get around the camera. I need to, maybe you can show your what are you working on, and while I adjust this.
Okay, sure. I just wanted to mention, you see, a hand didn't like what she did, so she just wiped it off, and that's a lesson right there. Sometimes you don't get it right, and it doesn't matter. So I'm going to just pop my camera in here. So I just wanted to first talk about the cookie cutters in my case. So I don't know if you follow me on Instagram. I have the same name for all my platforms. So it's Montreal Confections. I had shown this on my story. And some of you might have a teddy bear head, but if you don't, you could also use just a bear cutter. So this is kind of, I guess you'd call a Franken cookie project, but not. It's more like a puzzle. So you can cut the bear and then use a heart to trim off his head. So you decapitate the bear and then you cut a heart, this rounded heart. And then this, you see these hearts are slightly different. This is a bit like kind of a more narrow, less kind of bulgy here at the sides heart. And this is actually his feet. So you would use this same cutter, like the belly area, to trim off the feet. So you have his head, the feet, and his belly is completely hidden by this chubby heart. And then you can use little ovals. You have little ovals to do his little paws holding the heart. So let's just look at the actual thing now. I noticed as I was trying to get ready for today, I didn't double check when I did the fit. So here you see the head fits up against the heart there. And let me just show you can see it completely baked together, the oval. So those are his little paws. And then the feet, like I said before, is this other heart. So it creates, here I'm going to put it like this so you can see, creates like this little 3-piece set. And so you can sometimes not trim, like let's say the bear head and the feet, but then it doesn't rest flat, right? It would be kind of above it. So if you want a really flat, even fit like this, that's what you would kind of do to create that. Now, what I noticed that I didn't double check when I added my feet. I cut the heart with the head, and then when I added the foot, you see, I didn't double check, and so now that paw is impeding the head fit. So double check. A carpenter saying, measure twice, cut once, or whatever. Like now, it's annoying because the fit isn't quite nice, you see? Anyway, so this is what he's kind of the prototype here, you can see. He reminds me of Garfield's teddy bear. I was a fan of Garfield when I was a child. And this kind of looks like his teddy bear. Did you ever look at Garfield, Han?
I think I did, but it was a long time ago.
Jeremy, this is an easy one, though, really. It's perfect. Like I thought it was very manageable. And it's pretty basic cutters, you know, it's not too bad as far as complexity goes. Now, of course, so look at the colors. So black, I made him kind of cartoony, so I outlined in black. And then his nose is a black jelly bean and his eyes are a black pearl. Yes,
of course, jelly bean.
Pokey, that's right. I didn't remember. Right. That's exactly right.
Okay, you can breathe a little bit.
Okay, I'm going to calm down.
You can breathe a little bit. It's okay. It's only January. I think we're going to be speeding up as we go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you. Yeah, no, Brianna. Amber is taking a day off today, but she will be back next week.
And so, I was a bit disappointed, as you would be disappointed if you took the time to cut all your cookies and they didn't fit perfectly together like that. So, and if you tend to add baking powder or soda to your cookie dough, maybe skip it in this type of a thing, just so that your fit is nice, you know, because it's annoying now that this is not working. So there are some bear cookies here. So I'm going to start with his head, just because it's you see the ears here. So I just want my icing to have time to dry. So it's just pink icing, and it's runny, and I'm just adding a little bit of icing right in the ear here. And you can pipe it if you want it all to be the same level, but I wanted them a little bit inset. And so I'm just applying a thin layer of pink icing there. If you don't want to color the icing, you could add it in white and then come in with a marker and color the pink on.
Oh, okay. The cat is called Pookie. Garfield's cat is Pookie.
I thought he was a bear. I didn't think he was a cat. I always thought he was a bear. He's a cat? I had no idea. I had no idea. Let's learn.
Okay. Oh, right. Well, Carol says that Garfield's teddy bear. So I'm confused now. Is it a cat or a teddy bear?
I always thought it was a bear. So the other thing I just wanted to
find out. You have the access to internet. Let us know.
Yes, exactly. Look it up. So here you see the black outline on the edge of the heart. I didn't want to have a black outline on the bottom of the bear's head because, yes, it's a bear. I agree.
It's named Pookie. I just love the hands, you know, like the way he's holding the heart. It's like you want to squeeze it. It's so cute.
So I decided not to add the black line at the bottom of the head because it created this double outline, and it's not the bottom of his head, right? His head is hiding behind the heart. So I felt that it didn't look as good to have this black line on the bottom of the head. So it's entirely up to you if you want to outline the whole head. Personally, I didn't like it, so I skipped it. So
okay, we've got the wiki. garfieldfandom.com/wiki/Pookie. Okay, guys, thank you, Jeremy, for the reference there.
And so that's the 3 pieces. And so when you're doing a black outline, ideally you let them dry a little bit. It creates a more kind of cartoon defined line. The line doesn't kind of melt into the thing, and then it also allows for a little bit.
How tall is it?
Oh, it's pretty big. It's pretty. I don't have my ruler here, but
you know, I can imagine if you did this without the hands attaching, you could put it in a poly bag and have a little you know, kid, like a puzzle, you know, assemble it. It would be like a little game. It would be really cute.
Yeah, well, you could have the paws separate as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's inexpensive. You don't need a fancy cookie set, and I find that it's
okay. So let's clear this up forever. Garfield is the cat, and Pookie was his teddy bear. Okay, I'm confused even now. Okay,
Garfield yes, Garfield is a cat, and Pookie was his toy. It was his best. Well, he hated the dog Odie. He would kick him every day, if I recall. Okay, so now I've just got brown. You could make the bear. I mean, you could make a panda. You could do a koala. You could do whatever critter you want. I went for just a plain bear, and I wasn't going for Pookie, whatever. I just wanted, and it just coincidentally looked like that. So now I'm flooding the area, and I want to make sure that it connects to all of the black perimeter, and I want it to be like nice and rounded.
This was pretty thick, right? The icing you used.
Yes. Well, I want it to create like a bubble, right? When it connects to to that edge. And so that's what happens if your icing is a bit on the thicker side. You see it kind of like, and it doesn't spill over that black line. And then you can see when you come in on both sides of the black line, a lot of that black line like is gone, right? It basically gets hidden by the icing touching on that side. So you don't want to go too crazy though, because you don't want it to spill over those little sections that create the little fingers or toes.
Buster is loving it.
See, so there. And then because there's not a lot of detail, you don't have to have a super small hole in your piping bag. You can kind of like have a bigger hole so that you can work a little bit more efficiently if you're making a lot of them. And you could do so many different things on the heart. I kept it simple. You could do something a little bit fancier if you wanted.
Thank you. Fun sugar cookies. Okay, guys, tell us what kind of gifts you got this Christmas.
Oh, any cookie stuff? Yeah.
Did you get any cookies? Oh, you got cutters, I think. Didn't you get cutters?
I got one set in my stocking of, yes, some, they were actually for polymer clay, the cutters I got. So they're small cutters.
Oh, thank you, Karen. Thank you so much. Karen is asking, I might have missed it. What consistency is being used, Marlene?
I would say it's probably 22nd. I tend to go thicker. Sometimes I find it's like, why am I struggling with this thick icing? But I just prefer the look of it after. It dries a little bit thicker up.
Yeah, Jeremy says that he's been struggling with thick icing, that you're making it really easy, effortless.
Oh,
You could, as is suggesting, I like that, you could personalize heart with a name. Yeah, that's what I'm
gosh, infinite possibilities. You could go as, and then another way to go a little bit fancy is just sanding sugar, coating it in sanding sugar.
Oh, yeah.
All tiny. Well. I have an air pocket.
Mary got an airbrush machine. Mary got cookie stencils.
Oh.
Rose got airbrush equipment. Ooh. Nade, I'm sorry if I messed up your name, got a Pico projector. I just haven't had the opportunity to use it. I'm sure you will have. It's only January 8th, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Googled Garfield name. Garfield, Normal the cat, Pookie the teddy bear. Jeremy got the magnetic stencil holder from Sweet Sugar Bell. I want to get into using more stencils. Yes, I have that one as well.
Yeah.
I have, Terrence says, I have really been struggling trying to get piping consistency for letters and writing or details.
Maybe we could do a live on writing, eh? That would probably be a good one.
Yeah. Kathy, I received edible markers and an airbrush with colors. Awesome.
See, what would our families do if we didn't have this activity or something in our lives? They wouldn't know what to get us. We'd end up with like some boring gift.
Mel got an exercise bike for Christmas, probably from eating all the cookies I made.
I hope you were asking for that exercise bike and it wasn't like, oh, honey, get on your bike. Let me tell you.
Well, I think with being stuck inside, it always helps to get some,
Yeah, but I would think that giving exercise equipment's a bit of a touchy one.
Oh, I wouldn't mind it.
Yes, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. It's a suggestion that, yeah. Bev is asking, where can you get the cutter for this?
Well, it's basically, if you like rewatch the video here today, I talked about the cutters at the beginning. So this is kind of a make your own kit yourself with the cutters you have. I try to encourage you guys to look through your existing collections. So here you can see the icing is slightly being pulled over the black line. So far, it's not too bad, so I'll just leave it. But you can see here, it's not long that it spills over if you overfill. You see right there on the little...
It reminds me of the music notes for some reason.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying there. All right, so now you see how it's like a pretty straightforward design. It's one of those that's very graphic, even though there's not that much detail. It's still quite charming. And now I'm going ahead.
Olga got KitchenAid mixer.
That's nice.
Like new airbrush. Yes, that's very nice. Jeremy, I'd probably get a table saw or a bandsaw. Cookie stuff is cheaper, so I get cookie stuff. Oh, you don't have to tell me about all the tools. You have no idea. We've been shopping for tools sending tools, senders or whatever they are called. Oh, you would love my Jeremy. You would love my video. I released a video on how to make meringue pretzel sticks, and you'd be surprised what I used to make those. It's posted on my YouTube channel. I would love the lettering class. I struggle with that too, Teresa says. Vicky, I love the look of the black outlining. Dawn, I got the washing machine. Well, we all need clean clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
Mel says she needed the bike and she was very happy. That's awesome.
Okay, that's good. So now?
Karen says she has everything but the bear. Will you leave a link for the bear?
I'll find it. Yeah, that's like a Wilton. It's a comfort grip one. It's pretty common, this one. Here it is. It's like, but you can, any bear head will.
I don't have that one. That's what you used?
No, in this case, it was a bigger head alone, but I showed this one because a lot of people own this particular bear. That's like a classic, right, of the Wilton cutters, that bear. And now I'm adding a jelly bean for his nose. If you've ever, like, I'm not a fan of black jelly beans, but they do make some gosh darn cute cookie noses. Look at that. Perfect.
Yes.
And then I
in the next live, guys, go watch all the Marlene's videos and find out how many times has she used the jelly bean. She should be the jelly bean ambassador.
There. But they do. Come on, you have to admit, they make really.
They do. I do admit, it's charming. I agree.
And there he is.
Ooh, Gwen ordered Silhouette Cameo 4.
Very nice. I was on her this morning. Okay, so just one last thing I just wanted to quickly do, and then I'll be done. So there's another one that's dried, and I'm just going to quickly do some white lines on it. Oh, look at this. He's about to blow. Do you see it?
Okay, Jeremy, are you watching?
Put it in my hand. The tension it's
okay. The fingers crossed.
So let's just do a line across here.
Yeah, she's supporting it with a hand. So she's kind of keeping that section of the bag so it's not stretching as she's putting pressure on the bag. So hopefully that will
broke. So we're going to try to just fill there. It's tough when the line, there's like what happens is an air bubble breaks your line, and so it's annoying because then you have to come in and kind of fix it. So where the intersection like kind of happens, I'm just going to do a little dot, and then let's just do.
Ooh, edible printer. That is so exciting. Do y'all use edible printers often? So is that Southern? Do y'all, right? So I don't have an edible printer. Marlene, do you have an edible printer?
I had one years ago, but I used it so little that it dried out, and then I didn't bother getting, like, once it's dry, the ink is so expensive, and then the paper too is expensive. If you're not using it, it dries out. So I gave it up because I wasn't using it enough. So that's it. So now it doesn't fit right. Like I said before, the head doesn't fit right, but you kind of get the idea. I just wanted to show quickly if you wanted to add a little ribbon or something to it, Well, that's it. There's my guy. There's
so cute.
Pookie.
So cute. I'm just going to go quickly through some of the comments. Hello, ladies. Greetings from Michigan. Glad to be back with you. Have you done a tutorial on icing consistencies? Yes, we have, but we will do another one, I'm sure. It's a subject that is always popular, and we think that you guys will like another one sometime soon.
I guess it's a topic that's never discussed enough. So I'll just.
I got a new wedding band. I just want to see what people got for Christmas. A wedding band full of cookie decorating supplies. Awesome. I'm still building my cardicoloid collection. Oh, it never ends. Believe me, it never ends. Marlene just got how many flag ones did you just get? Like, is there like 20?
Well, there's 20, but it's different sizes.
But it's awesome. For Christmas, I received survival food. Okay, tell us more. I think they are telling me 2021 is to be worse. No, I think it was meant as a joke. Although we never know. But
What are you saying?
survival food. I had a friend once. She worked for the military, and they would have all the food. It's all dehydrated. So it's like you would have meat all dehydrated. So then they would hydrate it whenever. So I guess that's what survival food is. I don't know where you would get that,
The
though.
survival food actually sold out when the pandemic launched and everybody was buying toilet paper. Well, some smart people were buying survival food kits. Toilet paper, I mean, in a pinch, you can jump in the shower. When there's no more food in the house, you can't eat the curtains. So it's kind of like...
Yes. So Mary's asking, what would you use to make a bigger, almost triangular nose? Well, I personally would use a transfer.
Yeah, transfer. Here, I just want to answer, Taryn, yes, I do. I go to the bulk store and they sell them color by color. I think they started selling the individual color jelly beans for, like these themed candy bars that they would do, like if you're having a baby boy, everything would be blue and everything would be pink. And so I go and I buy only specific colors.
Just make sure you do not, by accident, use the jelly beans from what are they called? The jelly beans?
Oh, the Bean Boozled. You put some skunk scented ones.
Well, if you do, make sure that you give it to someone whom you really, really, really dislike, because those are really not.
But, that could be funny for April Fools.
It could be. I just thought that would, yes.
For April Fools.
It would be really fun.
You get like...
It would be really fun. Landon is asking, how do you get icing so shiny?
Well, I think in this case, because it's drying quite fast, the thicker your icing is, the faster it dries. And one of the key components to getting shiny icing is getting it to dry fast. And so they say to put it in with a fan or a dehydrator. So I don't even have to have the dehydrator. It dries super fast. And I think my brand also contributes to the shininess, but that's basically why my cookies are that shiny. It's because they're drying very fast. My house also, it's winter. The heat is on full pelt down here. I'm in the basement. It's dry. There's not a lot of moisture in the house. So that's also speeding up the drying.
Brianna is asking, she's considering moving towards the glaze instead of royal. So have we done any glaze? No. Not really. I have a few things on my YouTube channel with a glaze, but it's more like simple cookies that I just dipped. I haven't decorated with glaze in years, but maybe it's something to consider in the future. As you know, there are limitations with the glaze. Mm-hmm. But it can be used.
Some people, what they do is they make regular royal icing for certain elements. Like they'll do like the whole cookie glaze for the taste, and then they'll come in and do some of the decorations or even royal icing transfers and add that to the glaze overall cookie, from what I've seen. Hey, have you seen that?
I'm concentrating on the next comment. Oh. Sorry. My hands are so cold. So cold. I'm afraid to decorate. Oh, it's so cold. Carol says that the beef sticks were delicious. Already opened one. Amazing. Well, technically you can eat curtains, but you probably regret it. I think very much. Alejandra, please share the secret to get such a beautiful tone of red.
Well, you just empty the whole bottle of red food gel in the bowl. No, I'm just...
Okay, you're talking about food coloring. So today I picked up this.
Oh, the beet juice?
Oh gosh, yes.
It doesn't work that
well. I was able to look.
Yeah, that's it. You get basically like beet juice.
It's okay. Don't call it that. But well, it is bad. It is bad. The bug, I looked up the bug. Yeah, it says water, something I can pronounce, color. in brackets it says the beetle, the cochineal. It's I don't know how to pronounce it. It's cochineal, whatever. I looked it up. It looks interesting. So I'm sorry.
So there's bugs in it?
Well, it's from the Beetlejuice.
Oh, yum.
It is actually. Oh, I thought you meant it as a joke. No, it is actually made up. The food. A lot of the food colors. Oh, I don't want to say it. Okay, it is made out of. But it says it's very, very natural.
Oh, wow. It's natural.
And it is also used in, I believe, in the clothing, like the fabric. You know, they use it to color fabric as well. Well, anyway, so that was my little experiment today.
I'm going to answer Alejandra. So, Alejandra, key thing, okay, is if you know you want to make red icing, make it the day before. And usually, if it's not quite the red you like, it will be by the next day. So just be patient, make it the day before, and let it cure overnight. And the color will go up 2-3 shades by the next day. And so I use Super Red Chef Master here, but recently I bought from Americolor. They came out actually some powdered color. And supposedly powder is less susceptible to bleeding. Oh, and that's the other great thing about this kind of a puzzle cookie. You don't have to worry about bleeding because color doesn't usually jump to another cookie.
Interesting. So we are learning about. Okay, so this is the bug, by the way. If anyone wants to look it up, thank you, Stevie. Google is your friend here. You look it up and hit the images if you need a visual. Apparently, all the red made is from it. Natalie says, and also they use it to make lipsticks, color lipstick. Interesting. Can I set stars on this platform? Not on the Desert Network. I don't think so. You have to use. It's not monetized yet. Our Desert Network. You need to go.
We're on the subject. Go and follow our Dessert Network Facebook page. We're trying to get it to 500. No, we need 10,000 followers there. We're like at 7,000, I think.
All right. So I'm gonna attempt second time to see if my angle is going to be better for decorating. So I'm gonna move over here.
Back. So Han's gonna decorate now. Let's add.
Oh, he's lost his. Okay, so I'm gonna attach my little
more glue. Maybe put some oil, some royal icing on his butt to stick him down.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna attempt and show you how you can make simple waffle cookies. There is a number of tutorials online where you can create different looks for the waffle cookies. Just cleaning up my scribe tool. There's some icing on the tip there. So, all right. So I'm gonna start with the medium. Can you tell? Like this is a darker color and this is lighter. So I'm gonna start with the medium first. Oh, can you see? Okay, you can see. All right. Did you get a snow, Mar?
We did get a bit of snow.
Here, the whole Europe is getting snowed in, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta tell you, if Canada started to not get snow and somewhere else was getting our winters, I wouldn't cry about it. I don't think I would. If I was to never see snow again in my life, I don't know that I would be that sad about it.
Okay.
I don't miss it. It's not something I enjoy. You miss the snow because you're not going to be seeing too much snow over there.
Well, no, actually, I was told that there was snow on the mountain close by.
Oh yeah.
It's couple days ago they measured the coldest day in like I don't know many years. So now I'm going to create a grid.
So this is the lighter of the same color.
The lightest of them all. And because this is wet on wet, and I don't want my line to be super thick, my grid, I really just made a tiny opening on my piping bag.
Hey, Han, I didn't tell you, I don't think, tomorrow night at 8, I'm going to be live with Ryan. We're going to decorate cookies for Valentine's Day.
With Ryan? You mean your Ryan?
My son, yes.
Where are you going to be doing live?
The same as here, like on Facebook and on YouTube there.
Oh, what June was saying about that she'll see you tomorrow?
Yeah.
Like, what is she talking about? Okay.
So I'm gonna drag him into it and see. I just want people to see a beginner at, going.
Has he done any decorating?
Very little, very little. He's a bit nervous about being live. He's like, oh God, but.
So this is the grid, and now I'm going to do the shading. So for the shading, I'm using the darkest of the colors. I don't know if you can see anything now because it's so dark. Oh, I forgot to turn on the light. Still very dark. It's very bright here. I don't know why if anyone can help me with this technical issue, I don't know why it's so dark on the screen because
I find mine is also dark.
I'm sorry?
I find my lighting is also dark. When I look at it, it looks way better than what I see on the screen.
So I'm using the grid to guide me where to pipe the shading. Like I said before, if you have a projector, you can totally skip the grid part and just do the shading. It's a bit tedious process, but I do like the finished look. And you can go all the way down in a square there, but I'm going up maybe like halfway up.
Everybody's impressed with how you did that square freehand and how steady your hand is. Hand doesn't drink coffee.
My hand is pretty shaky. Like I said, my hands are freezing now. Like it's so cold. I don't know. I get cold.
Well, you could decorate with mittens on.
Oh, that's an idea. Yay! I will do that if I can find mittens. See, my hand is totally shaking. All right, so that's your grid. Then you have to let that dry. If any of the icing is not going down, you can use your tool. And now I'm going to swap it for the dry one. So this is, well, it's almost dry, I would say. I don't know if you can see. This has been drying for a couple hours. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use, remember the light icing we used for the grid? So I have the same color, but it's thicker.
So I'm going to be a pain in the ass, okay?
Yes, you are. I know. What is it?
Why wouldn't you just do those wet on wet lines in the dark icing and then come in with the light one, hiding a portion of the dark and then having a shadow?
Oh, because I like it this way. Well, that's a good question. Well, I guess I wanted to have the real like visual.
Okay.
Don't ask.
So now this is the part that's adding kind of the dimension.
Yes. Now you basically are going to cover up these. I guess I didn't want that because if it's too dark and then you don't go completely at, like, you don't lay your lines.
So just people are asking, you can rewatch the live. If you missed a part of the explanation, you can just rewatch. The live is left. There's a playlist of all the previous lives on both Facebook and on YouTube, so you can rewatch it. And you can skip ahead or, where it's the parts that you find interesting. And if you want to buy the kit for this, Han has the kit. Is it listed already?
No, it's not listed yet. It's a similar, it's an easier technique. It's not listed yet. I feel like this is not the same as I did years ago. What did I do? Did I just cover it? I think I should have used darker icing anyway. So now I'm not using sanding sugar. I'm using granulated sugar today.
Regular sugar.
Yes.
So would you say the sugar is different? Have you bought yet European sugar, or have you bought it yet?
Yes, well, this is, what do you mean? I'm using granulated sugar. I didn't bring granulated sugar from the US.
Well, you brought powdered sugar. You're making it like it's a weird.
Yes, I did bring powdered sugar. Now, what happened here, this wasn't completely dry.
Yeah,
So
I'm looking. I'm like, maybe she's making snickerdoodles.
It looks kind of cool. This wasn't okay. So, but everything I did, I just covered it up. So it wasn't completely dry. So this is what happens when your icing is not completely dry and you put icing sugar on it. It should be dry before you add any sugar because it will stick to the surface of your icing. Okay. So ideally, you just want the outlines to be dusted with sugar. It just gives it a dimension and it looks nicer. And then you can either use the beetle roll icing that we made.
Oh, so
or the brown roll icing. So I'm gonna use brown roll icing for the chocolate syrup, I guess, and then sprinkles. Like I said, this is gonna be a lot. It's not coming off because it wasn't completely dry. I iced these like maybe 2 hours ago or something.
Did you roll these thicker for the video, or is that the normal thickness you roll your cookies? Somebody's asking; they look thin.
Oh, these are about 1/4 inch thick. Yes, this is about the. Well, now I do this thickness. Before I would do thicker cookies, but I like them this thin now. Maybe slightly thicker, but this is about 1/4 inch. In the beginning of my decorating journey, I was doing really thick, almost like a 1/2 inch thick cookies.
1/2 inch? Are you making?
Well, maybe not 1/2 inch, but it was quite thick. When I look at my old videos, it was quite thick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you want to wait maybe 10-15 minutes, and then you can make the drips.
You're welcome, Jeremy. I'm here to help. He's saying now his kids want him to make snickerdoodles.
Oh, awesome. So does it mean the kids are watching? Hey, kids.
Hello, Grandma Sandy. A day?
My chocolate icing, before I forget, I also use some cocoa powder.
Oh, you put cocoa powder in it?
Oh, it smells so good. I use about 1 tablespoon.
Bags that aren't cut? Because somebody's asking to see how we cut the piping bag, but I think all your bags are cut, eh?
My Beetlejuice is not, so I'm gonna cut that.
Okay, so show it on screen so that she can see. So she's gonna do that for you. Aude, I think is how you pronounce your name. Julie likes a thicker cookie, not as crunchy. Yeah, there's a little bit more chew when they're thicker. Thank you, Anna.
And now I'm just gonna add some rainbow sprinkles. I will bring, if I can find them, the cookies that I did before without having sanding sugar everywhere. This is super simple, and you can include a little tag. I waffle you a lot or something like that, but like, right? Is that what the pun is?
That's the pun, yeah, I waffle you.
Yeah.
Very cute.
So ideally, like I said, these should be dry before you ice them with not ice them, before you sprinkle sanding sugar on them.
So Amy wants to know, is that why the chocolate icing actually looks like chocolate, the addition of cocoa powder?
Oh, Oh, that maybe. Um, I actually came to love, I have to say, using. I do have straight from a bottle brown food coloring, but I came to love using green and red, and I find I'm able to control, or I don't know, like I feel like I'm able to get it more chocolatey. I don't think it's necessarily cocoa powder. Cocoa powder just gives it really nice taste. And I
So,
start with cocoa powder so I don't have to use as much food coloring.
so
I
if she's
would,
having trouble though getting like a really deep brown, you'd suggest for her to add red and green to her bowl? Is that,
yes,
yeah?
yes.
So Amy, get some red and green out.
I have been really successful with it because I know brown can be quite hard to get. And if you have warm brown, I would then add, if it's warm, I think you need to add green to it to make it not warm. And then, because it's like I said, it's red and green. So you play with it, or you can add pink to it. But I
Yep.
have been successful using, yeah.
So Julie's saying that with the cocoa powder, less susceptible to having black teeth, which is a very good point, right?
Yes.
Because
I didn't recommend using a whole lot of cocoa powder. Like I use about 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, dark cocoa powder, per cup royal icing. Maybe slightly more. So when I color my white icing, it's very light brown. When I color it with cocoa powder, it's not like dark brown like this. Definitely not.
so
It,
Grandma Sandy's asking, oh no, sorry, wrong, Julie. What about actual chocolate? Where's that comment? Somebody was asking about actual.
actual chocolate, I have not tried it. I'm not sure if it would work because chocolate has fat in it. So I'm not sure if icing would actually how it would behave. You know, I have not, and it will harden. So I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. So I don't know answer to that question. Sorry.
So Stephanie, thank you for your sweet comment. I appreciate that. I always like hearing that.
Okay, so now we're going to cut the piping bag. So here is the piping bag. This is a tipless piping bag that Marlon and I often use. I don't know if you can see the seam.
So this is a plastic that's much thinner than if you've used Wilton piping bags. This is not at all the same. This is a plastic.
Tipless bags, they come, you can get them in different quality. Like the one I have here, this one is fairly thin. You see? Then there's brand, Lisa from Borderlands Bakery. She sells the piping bags. They're also tipless piping bags, and they are really nice quality. They are about, I would say, double the thickness of this one, but they're also tipless bags. And thicker they are, obviously they are sturdier, and they will not burst as. I mean, not that this one is going to burst now, but they are more prone bursting if they are thinner. Okay. So, one more thing that is important about tipless bags, it's the seam. You see the seam here, it's so sharp and clean. There is no flap on either side. So that's what you want. If your tipless bag has a flap, it's going to be really difficult for you to use it without a piping tip.
So what you're saying, just I want to re-clarify. So when Han says a flap, she means like when the two pieces of plastic are melted together, there's like a little bit of plastic left past the fuse line.
Yeah, like when you look at the sandwich bag, like it has a little bit of flap, like that is right on the other side. It's not on the inside.
Yeah, it's essentially where the two pieces of plastic melted together.
I don't know if I can. Do you guys need a visual of that? I could probably find a bag quickly that has a flap.
I think that it has to look like what Han has. It has to be very like almost
The seam is clearly visible. You can see the seam. You see the white line? That's the seam. Okay. So you want a bag, tipless bag should have just one seam. If it has two seams, that's going to be really difficult for you to get a nice line out. So it should have one seam. And then to cut the bag, I personally like to press the seam in the middle, like so. Okay, so you have it like this in the middle. And then you take your scissors. And when you are using tipless bags, remember, it's easier to cut more than cut less. So if you cut your bag here, and then you decide, I wanted the opening to be small, you can't grab a piping bag. You will have to use another one, a new piping bag. So it's better to cut a small opening first and then make it bigger. So I'm going to make it really small. Okay, this is too small, so I can make it bigger. Okay.
And even pipe a line to see, get a visual to see if you like before, like she cut right away, she knew, but you want to pipe on your table or on a paper towel to see.
It's good to test it out on a piece of paper parchment or just on your hand, and then you wipe it off to see if the line is correct. As you get used to cutting these, you will get more confident. I know in the beginning it may sound like, what's the size? So if you have any piping tips, like metal piping tips, get that piping tip and literally thread or put the tip of the piping bag into the piping tip and see how much comes out. And then, okay, so they will give you some reference how much you need to cut off. For smaller, like double zero, nothing will come out because double zero, it's so small. So if you're using piping tip number 2 or 3, you will be able to get some reference just from a metal tip. I'm sorry, you were saying?
I was just asking, is your bag sealed with your plastic your tape?
This one is.
We'll show that because somebody's asking. So this is how she seals the other end.
So I will do it. Okay, well, I guess we'll throughout this year, we'll do some of the tutorials we've done in the past. We'll bring them back so you guys can learn and see the tools that we are using. So this is a tape sealer. I'm sure when you buy a bread at the grocery store, notice like a lot of times it will be sealed with a tape like this. So it's the same technique. So you can get this gadget on Amazon. I have it listed in my Amazon shop among all the tools that I use. I think if you go on my Amazon shop, there is a tab that says 30 tools for cookie decorating, and it is listed there because it is one of my favorite tools to use. When you purchase this gadget, make sure that you purchase the tape because usually it is sold separately. So don't be surprised when the gadget arrives and you won't have the tape. And you can get different colors of tape, which is really useful because then you can color code your consistencies. Or I actually don't have 2 colors. I just have 1 color and I put number of stripes on the bag, which tells me this is a flat consistency. And it also helps because 3, I'm actually sealing the bag 3 times. So the fluid icing is not going to ooze out. It also helps with that. But definitely you can get different colors. They have, the rainbow colors there. Okay. This one I just used, I just tied it because I had enough room to tie it. All right, so now we're going to continue with the pink. This is a raspberry syrup or is that a strawberry? I'm not a waffle. I love waffles, but I'm not a waffle like enthusiast or anything. So what do you put strawberry syrup on waffles?
I put maple syrup.
Oh, sorry, I don't have that.
You were asking what I put.
It can be so difficult.
I am so difficult. It was funny because the other day I was on Instagram and I saw, there's a lot of like Japanese and Korean cookie decorators. So I land on one and she writes that they were maple and it was her maple that she got maple syrup from Quebec, Canada. I thought, oh my God. the syrup is going far to make yummy cookies in Japan.
Oh, I'm making a big drip here. You can really have fun with this. I mean, don't think about it too much.
Well, the drippy is very popular, and you can get it. Like there's cakes with the drippy everything.
This is also about 20 seconds. It's not the super fluid icing that I like to use. Just so it doesn't spread as much.
That's a pretty color.
It is, believe it or not, it's made out of a bug.
Bug juice cookies, come and get it. Gianna, my YouTube is Montreal Confections. It's Montreal Confections pretty much everywhere, just like Hans, pretty much Hanielis everywhere. We've managed, because we've been at this for so long, over 10 years, both of us.
I'm Hanielis everywhere.
You're not?
But it's funny enough, if I want to tag myself on Instagram, I can't find myself.
Oh, no?
No. Funny enough. So every time you eat a red sprinkle, remember, it's a little bit of protein.
Yes. So Olga's asking if you can reuse a tipless bag.
Yes and no, I have.
Yeah, it's not a question of that you can't, it's the ease of cleaning it. So what happens is, if like Wilton, the one with a coupler and a piping tip, I reuse those many times because I can easily like rinse them out, the water can come out. But with a tipless bag, the hole is so small, I find that it's very difficult to clean them and rinse them out. Wouldn't you say? Do you not struggle with that?
I'm very I don't have trouble cleaning them. It's just like you said. It's like I rather toss it in the trash. But I have, when we first moved to Spain, like when we first arrived, and I couldn't, like, obviously I brought a lot of piping bags with me, but I couldn't find them because they were somewhere, but I couldn't locate them. So I was washing. So in my suitcase, I had piping bags.
Yes, that's it. Well, you shouldn't want to write it.
It's very important to have piping bags. So I was cleaning them.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
It did work. I mean, it's not something that I enjoy doing. They take a bit to dry, but it did work. And if they are sturdy enough, you can definitely do that. I would definitely do that with the bigger ones. Like I have the 16-inch bags, because those are really nice to have when you're using buttercream or making meringues. But yeah, you can. It's not, like I said, the thin ones are probably really pain to clean when they're really thin, because they're very, it gets wet and they stick to it sticks together, both of the bags, or the whatever I'm trying to say. So that's how you can make waffle cookies.
Where are they again? Oh, no, this is the pizza.
Pizza cookies. And
there's
see how different these are. So the sanding sugar, this is what those were supposed to look like. The sanding sugar is only sticking to the outlines, and that's what you want. It creates a nicer dimension. I feel like it creates a more realistic look than just without the sanding sugar. Not sanding sugar. I use granulated sugar for this. I didn't want large sugar crystals. I just wanted like a fine sugar there.
And so I'm curious for the color. Is that gold? Like the color?
So this is actually the color that I use to create these. It's for these I used brown, yellow, and white.
Oh.
So you just have to play with the right ratio to how much I love mixing color.
Well, I don't have that.
So I do use that. And then for my pizza cookies, the kit comes with, because ivory color, food coloring, it is hard to source out actually. So we've used the green. Let me just bring that up. We use green, red, and yellow food coloring. So everything is done with those colors. So the ivory, I use tiny bit of green and red, and then yellow. But if I was to get into the whole mixing colors, I prefer myself to mix the color. Like I would mix the brown first with green and yellow, and then use the mixed royal icing to color your other royal, like if you're trying to achieve certain colors, because you have much more control. Like you have to use a toothpick otherwise, and sometimes just a tiny bit, you add too much. So if you have icing that is colored, like brown icing, you have much more control. I don't know, that's how I do it anyway.
Yeah, there's I can't. My brain can't.
I don't know if there is interest. We could do a video about how we color icing and how to achieve different tones. I personally, my favorite color is probably ivory. I can love it, and it's been great using it because I can really do a lot with ivory.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ivory, the color of cookies. So just don't decorate your cookies.
Jeremy, come to the rescue.
Oh, I do.
Oh, he's probably gone now. He's making snickerdoodles.
He's got to make the snickerdoodles. Oh, I've been making snickerdoodles. I might make some snickerdoodles.
Doodles. Did I say noodles? Yeah, okay.
Amber's going to be with us next Friday. She couldn't make it today, but she'll be there next Friday. And am I off on Friday? Who's off on Friday? When we say off, we found that 3 tutorials in one session is a lot. So there will be a commentator and 2 people actually decorating. Yeah. So next Friday, it's going to be all jokes because I'm not decorating. I'm just talking. So that it'll be lots of fun.
And I will be sending you lots of ivory coloring.
That's it.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I'll be decorating. I have no idea.
What do you mean you don't have any idea? You're on the schedule. You have to get some cookies made.
I'm on schedule. Look at her. Jeremy, where are you? I need some help.
I sent you the calendar.
Okay. Hello from sunny Arizona. Hello. What are you going to talk about?
A boot. He said, what are you going to talk about?
I'd love a coloring video. Okay, maybe I'll do something for my Patreon so you guys can check out what's going on there.
Yeah, color making colors. Yeah, that an in-depth.
Yeah, I love doing that. It's really fun coloring just with 2 or 3 food colors.
You got to get out a little bit.
I moved to Spain. Okay,
I'm gonna just
I'm going to.
You
come to Canada.
My cookie school. So there's my cookie school. If anybody's interested, it's on Facebook and Patreon. Munchell Confections Cookie School. That's Christmas stuff, but I got a lot. I'll change the picture for next time. There's plenty of Valentine's, Easter, Mother's Day. You name the holiday, there's a ton. See, Jeremy agrees with me, and I just buy them. I have a box of 50 different colors, and I squirt the bottle in my bowl, and voila.
Well, that's how you like to do it. I like to do it a different way.
Yes, I know. You're a little bit more finicky. I'm not so finicky. But that's why I guess why you have more followers than I do. People like.
I don't know who is drinking the Beetlejuice, but I think that's that person over there.
No, but most people want to know the why and the how and I'm more. I'm not so detail oriented.
Yeah, she's not detail oriented. I could watch you all day. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you. I've been using Wilton Color Right. It's good, but yeah, okay, Jeremy. Honestly, I hate coloring. I don't like it. It's my least favorite part. But when I don't have certain color, and they don't make certain color straight from a bottle, what are you going to do? Or for example, I only could find 3 colors. So, or when we are creating kits for you guys, we can't, food colors are expensive. So we can include 5, 6 food colors, because then the kit is going to cost a lot of money. So we have to find ways of how to make it reasonable. And then it teaches you something. It teaches you that if you combine this and this, you'll get this and that, and it's fun. I think it's fun. I know you probably don't think it's fun.
Well, it's basically the color wheel, right? I mean, it takes me back to my high school years in art class.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Somebody to my rescue. Thanks, Jeremy. You did
That wasn't Jeremy.
What? I will defend you. Thank you. No, Jeremy did not defend me. I was asking Jeremy to help me out, and he didn't.
Okay.
Thank you, Anaid. Thank you so much.
Anaid was defending you, and you
yes,
said,
thank you. All right, guys. So enough of this. Look, I know you. I'm not right. It's the okay. Let's move on. So what are we doing next week? So I think I'm going to be doing another Valentine's Day video. I think I have something planned. It's probably going to be a Frankie cookie. It's similar to, not similar, but the same idea. What Marlene did today. I used 2 cookie cutters creating one cookie shape. So that's what I'll be doing.
pretty sure she cut hearts. And she sent us pictures.
Oh, that's he's a keeper then. He really is, right? If he loves to mix the colors. Excellent.
So I think I saw that Amber cut heart cookies. So she's making hearts, if I'm not mistaken, of some sort.
Okay. Well, that's what I think. That's what I'll do. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what I will do. Thank you so much for joining us today, guys. Again, Happy New Year to everyone. Stay safe and create.
Yep. Stay healthy.
I always say to get through the storm, we got to create. It gets your mind, thinking about different things. And it's always nice to see if you make something, it makes you feel better about your day.
Yeah, and if you eat enough cookies, you won't fit through the door, so then you'll stay safely at home.
You can always get a bicycle. Amazon sells them, or I'm sure you can get a delivery straight to your home. See you next Friday. So you're doing a live tomorrow?
Okay. I'm doing a live tomorrow with my son Ryan, who's 16, and we're doing a dinner.
What time?
Class.
But what time?
At 8 o'clock. So it's for the night owls. You'll be sleeping.
I'll be sleeping, Jeremy. So and tomorrow we are painting my studio. So it's going to be an interesting day. So we'll have.
Interesting. You're good at painting. You guys crank that out, no problem.
Yes, we will. We will have fun tomorrow. So 8 o'clock. So have fun tomorrow. I hope it goes well. I
mean, I think it should be fine. Worst case.
What are you doing?
Just hearts.
Hearts?
Just hearts. We're gonna, baby steps for Ryan. Baby steps.
Baby steps. Sad face. All right.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next Friday. Han and Amber and me. The whole gang will be there. So bye.
Bye.